Most asked interview problem, what happens internally if we press a key of a keyboard? Hey bro, like I know something about this, but I'm not sure whatever you are gonna say that I'm gonna match that. But what I know about keyboard is like, let's suppose a keyboard has 100 key. I know that for 100 key there will be 100 switches and 100 wires. That wire only passes the connection. If you guys are saying something like this, whatever you guys are said about the switches, that is true. But the other way around, whatever you guys said about the wire, that is completely incorrect. So to know why wires are not exactly the number of keys, we should know a topic named key matrix. So all the keyboard has certain number of rows and certain number of columns. All this certain number of rows plus all this certain number of columns is equal to the wires. If I suppose say a keyboard has 2 rows and 2 columns, and it will be look something like this, right? And this has a 4 intersection point, right? All these 4 intersection points are the switches, and all this 1 2 3 4 lines are the wires. So I can say that for a keyboard that has been designed in a m into n matrix, for example, it is, let's suppose say 8 rows and 8 columns, and together multiplying this will gives the number of switches. So that is basically 64, right? If we plus that, that will give the number of wires, which is 16. Now if you see, the keys are 64 but the wires are only 16. Okay bro, this actually makes sense. Now tell me how basically this rows and columns together finds the key. So we know that for every keyboard it has a microcontroller, right? This column is mapped to the output pin of that, and whatever rows are mapped to the input pin of that. So as the column is output pin of this, every time this output has a tiny current flow through the all the columns. And now when a user presses a key, let's suppose say that is D, that has been passed to the input to the microcontroller. At the same time, we know always a tiny current is passed through this column, and when this input reached, this will form a row, and this intersection point will basically show the exact key. Now after having this information, there is a firmware which will have a small piece of code that will convert this particular physical code to a scan code, which is unique for all the keys. And this scan code can be in a two-way, which is known as make and break. Make says that whatever key has came in a scan code, that has been till pressed, and break says that that has been released. From this scan code is converted into human interface device package, which basically allows computer to understand this scan code without some drivers. So now this passed into a universal serial bus and given to the computer, and that is changed to a virtual code, and from that virtual code it is changed to the final code which represent the character. I can also say that there are there are some other changes according to membrane and mechanical keyboard. So this is what we can see in a reel, but all the other things you guys can find as soon as possible in Code Tanish YouTube channel, link in bio. I will see you guys in the next video. Until and unless, I am Tanish, and how this video is finished, people will hate you, rate you and shake you, but how strong you stand is what makes you. Bye guys, have a nice day.